Oh, it's always pressure. It's always pressure. Oh. Pressure coming down on me, coming down on me. I can't, I'll cry. It's been a tough couple of days. And I wanted to do something, like write a poem for Sir David, but like I said, it's been a rough couple of days. But I was perusing some things about Sir online, and he was so generous a few years ago to provide a list of his top 75 books, some of his favorites, and I noticed one of his favorites was this Frank O'Hara poem. So I thought maybe for David, or maybe not so much for David, because, you know, maybe for Iman and for Duncan and for David's daughter and for his family, I might read this little Frank O'Hara poem first. I was going to do it last, but yeah, get it out of the way, right?
Love Frank O'Hara.
I like Frank O'Hara. He's sweet. He was a nice man. Not really, he was kind of an asshole from what I hear, which is why he's even more appealing. Frank O'Hara, Sleeping on the Wing, 1957. Perhaps it is to avoid some great sadness, as in a restoration tragedy, the hero cries, "Sleep! Oh, for a long, sound sleep, and so forget it, that one flies, soaring above the shoreless city, veering upward from the pavement as a pigeon does when a car honks or a door slams, the door of dreams, life perpetuated in party-colored loves and beautiful lies, all in different languages. Fear drops away too, like the cement, and you are over the Atlantic. Where is Spain? Where is who? The Civil War was fought to free the slaves, was it? A sudden downdraught reminds you of gravity and your position in respect to human love. But here is where the gods are, speculating, bemused. Once you are helpless, you are free. Can you believe that? Never to waken to the sad struggle of a face, to travel always over some impersonal vastness, to be out of forever, neither in nor for. The eyes roll asleep as if turned by the wind, and the lids flutter open slightly like a wing. The world is an iceberg, so much is invisible, and was, and is, and yet the form, it may be sleeping too. Those features etched in the ice of someone loved who died. You are a sculptor dreaming of space and speed. Your hand alone could have done this. Curiosity, the passionate hand of desire, dead or sleeping, is there speed enough? And swooping, you relinquish all that you have made your own, the kingdom of yourself sailing, for you must awake and breathe your warmth in this beloved image, whether it's dead or merely disappearing, as space is disappearing, and your singularity. So thank you, Frank O'Hara, and thank you, Sir David Bowie. Moving onward, as I think David would want us to move onward and keep creating. His most recent two albums, I think particularly The Next Day, was a bit of a call to encouragement for all artists, for all people, all creators to move on and keep creating. It's a tiny, tiny little one. Brain cells, as in sales, as in sold, as in out. A legend round these parts for mixed reasons, flicked off the academic ballot like a sleeping flea. Is the smell of piss me or the premises? Once I could go on stage and light up a smoke. We couldn't get enough carcinogens back then. Harmonic scorn, manifested dissent. Us standing, fists quiet on impact. Objects fixed on perishing grass. Mating call of a bullet or a lid slamming finally. Someday I will die from what I do. Someday I will die for you. I wish you were a scary monster. So much to discuss. I'll move my stuff so you can sit and take a load off. Yeah, I know, I always gotta be perverse, right? And then I gotta follow that up with something a little more serious, because it's a serious world, for real. A real serious world. And oh, I almost forgot, I brought these really tacky sunglasses, and because I wanted, because everything looks orange with them on, and now you all have a great big shock of orange David Bowie circa 1972 hair. 1972, what a year, huh? Uber, I'm not ready for that yet. So yeah, quick notes, downloads. It's an interactive space age. So this one, this is a poem that I wrote. It was long in gestating in my belly. For someone, we all know who she is now, a young woman who lived down in Texas once upon a time. And I wanted to write a poem about her, and I found myself unable to, so I thought I'd write a little poem for her. 3 days, $500, 28 years. Ma'am, the way you interrogate the law makes me feel so incredulous. The way you blow smoke back in the face of the one who stopped you in the first place. And why should you get out? Why should you get out? Your sister said, we did everything as one unit. My call went unanswered. My family put together the bail money, waiting to hear where to send it. Sandy still speaks through me. Your mother said Sandy was a homebody. She stood up for what was right. She stood up. She stood up. Sandy was sassy, beautiful activist, and that's who Sandy still is. Sandy. This next one is mostly for my own self-comfort. I've been looking over the last couple of days for lots of things to comfort, because although, you know, when you don't know somebody, when they've kind of been part of your life for like 30 years or ever since you were born, and then all of a sudden you find yourself holding like the last piece of art they ever made, and then, you know, they're making art somewhere else, somewhere. So I look to a lot of comfort in works of poets that I always loved, and poets that were just quite a comfort to me as a young child. And as we know, Sir David Bowie had a birthday this past week, and Some of us know, like us obsessives know, the great living Patti Smith also had her 69th birthday within the same week as David Bowie. And to close out, I will do this little Patti Smith poem that she wrote in 1979 for Pope Albino Luciano, and then subsequently recorded it for our listening pleasure. The poem is called Wave. Hi. I was running after you for a long time. I like to watch you when you're walking back and forth on the beach and the way your cloth looks. I like to see the edges get all wet when you're walking near the water there. It's real nice to talk to you. I saw you from your balcony window and you were standing there waving to everybody. It was really great because there were about 1 billion people, but when I was waving, the way your face was, it made me feel like you. It's not that you were just waving to me, but that we were waving to each other. It was really wonderful. It really made me happy, and I just wanted to thank you because you made me feel good. Oh, it's nothing. Well, I'm just clumsy. No, it's just a Band-Aid. No, it's okay. Oh no. Something's always happening to me. Yeah, well, I'll be seeing you. Goodbye. Wave. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye, papa. Wave, thou art pretty. Wave, thou art high. Wave to the city. Wave to the sky. Wave, thou art future. Wave, thou art why. Wave to the children. Wave, wave. Goodbye. Thank you.